morning. I am Joan Berberabe, and just a brief uh, background. I I grew up in the community from KFC to YFC then SFC, but I became an active member when I was in YFC Campus East. Currently, I am a second year pediatric resident. My husband is on his second year of residency, also taking up internal medicine. And we already have two wonderful daughters, a 3.5-year-old and a 10-month-old. We've been hearing COVID 19 for the past 3 weeks already, and I would like to share what I've been struggling as a frontliner who also has different hats to juggle. When the news about the lockdown came out, I was in the middle of my rotation at the ER. Suddenly, protocols were changed, the setup at the ER changed, ER consults went down dramatically, and everyone inside the hospital was put on high alert. That sudden change of our routine made me anxious. Even our consultants suddenly stepped back from going to the hospital because they knew that this is serious. It felt like we are going to face a war. And as a pediatric resident in training, not to mention in a government hospital, I am left with no choice but to stay and fix it. No questions asked. To be honest, at first I felt like this is unfair. Why me? I did not sign up for this. Can I just go home and do those online consults also? I have two very young daughters and I still want to take care of them and see them grow up. But no, it is written in the law. And again, I have no choice. And so I went back with my work. But this time, my prayer every day was may the Lord spare me from any exposure. I'm sure you already heard the news about doctors dying from COVID. And you know, these doctors are the doctors that we look up to. You may not know them like how you know the showbiz people, but some of those doctors who died are like celebrities to us in the medical field, like the president of our society, the Philippine Pediatric Society. Some are very young doctors who are just a few years ahead from me who are intubated. Some of my co residents are even thinking to quit already, and these instances add more to my anxiety. This month, I am now assigned at the COVID PUI ward. If at the ER my fear was I don't know what's coming, this time I already know what I'm facing. And it's somehow a relief. But you see, I am working in a government hospital. Although we are supposedly the ones who have the complete equipments and gears, in actual we don't. And if we have it, we have very few. So you see, at some point, I became more afraid of what's going to happen in the coming days. As a physician, I believe that it is really a privilege to be at the front line fighting for you, but at the same time frustrating and tiring. Because we are experiencing the lack of personal protective equipment or PPEs. I feel like a soldier going to a war without a rifle. I feel like a soldier going to a suicide mission. As a daughter, I am able to imagine how worried my parents are for me and my brother. As a daughter, I am able to imagine how worried my parents are for me and my brother, who is, by the way, also a doctor, taking up internal medicine in Manila. My mom and dad told us that they have never prayed the rosary like this before. And I know how fearful they are for us because I am also a parent. And I can't imagine losing my own child, my own children, no matter how old they are. But I have to be strong for them and reassure them every day that we are still okay, that we are still not experiencing any symptoms because I don't want to stress them with our situation. As a wife whose husband is also a doctor, taking up internal medicine like my brother, I'm also very afraid for him because he is more exposed than me. Not to mention he has hypertension and asthma. You might be wondering, isn't he high risk? He should stay at home or at least not be assigned at areas where there is possible exposure from the virus. But my husband is very passionate with our calling as a physician. He doesn't think that way. He even just came out from the COVID PUI ward where he handled not just one but two patients, two positive patients. And I know he already know what to do, but as a worried wife, I always text him to do this and that and make sure you wear your PPE correctly because I don't want to lose you. And I'm really being straightforward to him because anything can happen. As a mother, this is the role that frustrates me a lot because if given a choice, I would really want to just stay at home with my daughters and just take care of them. I really envy those who can stay with their children every day at this time, playing with them and making them busy, cooking and baking at home, because me and my husband can't. After my husband went out from the COVID PUI ward, he does not stay here anymore. We rented a place just beside our house just to make sure. Me, on the other hand, will stay with him once I started my duty at the COVID PUI ward. And yes, he still goes to work. If only I can say I don't want to do this anymore. I want to stay with my family. But I can't, because if I am not going to do this, who will? With all these roles that I have to juggle and think about whether should I continue or not, I always end up going back to why am I here in the first place. I've been studying medicine for more or less 10 years already, and I know I am designed for this. The Lord prepared me for this. I believe He planted a seed of service in my heart and to all my fellow health workers. That is why no matter what I feel, no matter how much I cry, no matter how frustrated I am, no matter how much I wanted to quit, I cannot. Because I am God's work, I am wired this way. He made me for this. Like a tree cannot say, I don't want to become a tree anymore. God made you a tree. Face the storm like a tree. Stand tall, stand firm. Do what you are called to do. Eh, I don't know how am I going to end this because we are still at war. We are still fighting. Every day I'm reminding myself that this is my purpose. That aside from being an instrument of healing, I am also called to be a protector. I still cry from time to time. I still feel afraid, but I can still feel God's presence. And sharing this experience is like God affirming me and talking to me that yes, my child, you are designed for this and I made you for this. That is why I'm still here and I will do what I am called to do. Thank you and God bless.